Hello and welcome again to all wise kids. And we are again here on our chapel time. Our topic today will focus on, and sa baba, you can see it, creativity. But let me start with a quote by Pablo Picasso, one of the greatest artists all over the world. Every child is an artist. The problem is staying an artist when you grow up. Sometimes in our process of growing up, tayo tumatanda, habang tayo mature, creativity is something that's being sacrificed. That's why today we'll talk about creativity. And I hope, as Pablo Picasso say, that in every one of us is an artist. And hopefully we can be creative up until now. So let us start with this. What is creativity? So if have your pen and papers with you, please write this down. Creativity is the ability to produce or develop original work, theories, techniques, and thoughts. Yan yung meron kang sense of original. Original ang dating mo. Parang Ocupy sa Espanyos. Ang dami nagbibenta ng Ocupy dyan. Pero isa lang ang original. In fact, yung pangalan ng tindahan niya, The Original. Although I don't really like that kind of a brand, kasi may mas masarap pa ng mga Ocupy doon besides the original. And the point is, that's creativity. It's original work, theories, techniques, and even methods. It's also something to show us that a creative individual typically displays originality, imagination, and expressiveness. So, kanina sinabi ko na original. Ngayon naman, imagination. May mga times ba in your life, isip ka lang, para kang nag-daydream, just imagine. Or even expressiveness of your life. You have your drawings, you have your music, that is where creativity comes in. Now, let's look at what Albert Einstein said of creativity. Creativity is seeing what everyone else is seeing and thinking what no one else has thought. It is true. Yung mga creative na mga tao, when we look at the story in the Bible, who is like that? These people are creative. They look at a situation different. But before anything, siguro maganda, let's look at this video and hopefully it will say to us what originality is. Please watch this video.
Originality. It's something that many consider to be an illusion. Yet everything in the world remains to be done, or done better. The perfect image has not been taken. The sharpest suit has yet to be tailored. Years pass while the most advanced and exact sciences are fundamentally revised. Cities continue to build while hundreds of chairs are designed. Originality comes from making connections, seeing patterns where others see chaos, taking old ideas and elevating them to new perspectives. It's a remix, a fresh pair of eyes. It's putting a spin on a dish and introducing a new wealth of flavor. It's self-expression by adding yourself to the equation. Strive for originality, but don't fear inspiration. To fight that is to ignore things that speak directly to your soul. Advance through film, music, and books. Take from random conversation, dreams, technology, oceans and mountains, lights and shadows. Celebrate and honor your imagination. Because it's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to.
So the big question is, are you original? Mahirap isang maging original. And creative persons, basically, are usually original. They look at the situation, way, a problem, and become more creative as how to solve it. Are you original? One of the most creative persons in the world is this person. His name is George Bernard Shaw. He said, imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine, and it lasts what you want. But then I do believe that imagination is the beginning of creation. Walt Disney is one was very, very vivid imagination. In fact, this is the concept of imagine. Imagine sila ng mga concepts, ng mga bagong stories. That innovation. Are you? So let's at creative people create innovators. Please watch this video. Okay. To other people, a sheep is a source of wool or a source of protein. But the person there showed that itong sheep na to can do a lot of things. That's where innovators are. So, creative persons are natural innovators. You look at the problem in a different way. You look at the challenge not as a problem, but something you can get the solution. And this is where the bottom line of our discussion is. God gives skills and knowledge to be creative. What are the skills? What are the knowledge that you to be working? There's this story in the Bible that I'd like you to watch and listen to. And here are simple people, but they use their situation to be creative. You should watch this.
Hi there. Today, I'm taking you 3,500 years back in time. At that time, there was a man called Joshua, who was a great example for me. His story is really exciting. Maybe you've heard the story of when Moses and the Israelites left Egypt. They started a long journey towards a country that God had promised to give them. And God could talk to Moses so that he knew exactly what to do on the way. The people experienced amazing miracles, like when God opened up the Red Sea for them. But strangely, the Israelites always started to complain and doubt God when things started getting hard. But Joshua was different. Just like Moses, he was always full of faith in God. Joshua quickly became one of the Israelites' most important warriors. He must have learned a lot from Moses. They set up camp before they came to the land of Canaan.
I have chosen you, 12 strong and brave chieftains, to spy out the land of Canaan for 40 days.
Of course, Joshua was one of the spies, and so was his friend, Caleb.
We will find out everything we need to know about the land God has given us.
No one was allowed to know why they were there, and they didn't give away their plans to anyone. The land was way better than they thought. It was green, with lots of farms, and plenty of food. They took lots of fruit, and a bunch of grapes that were so big that 2 men had to carry it between them. It was so fantastic that they said that
It is a land that flows with milk and honey.
But there was one big challenge in the land. One of the nations that lived there, the Anakim, were much bigger and much taller than anyone the spies had ever seen before.
Those people are actually giants.
Yeah, those cities are going to be really hard to take.
After 40 days, the spies came back to Moses and told what they had seen. Straight away, the people started doubting that God would help them. They didn't think that they would be able to enter the land. The other spies also started to doubt.
No, we can't just attack those people.
Yeah, all the men we saw there were big and strong.
We felt like grasshoppers compared to them. And they probably felt the same.
That only made things worse.
If only we had died in Egypt.
If only we could die here in the wilderness.
Why did God lead us to this land? To fall by the sword and for our wives and children to be taken captive by the enemy?
Imagine suddenly they wanted to go back to Egypt. Joshua, Caleb, and Moses knew that it's a sin to doubt God. And now the people were doing it again. But Joshua and Caleb were thinking differently. They were in a spirit of faith.
Listen, God will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land. They are no more than a piece of bread for us.
The Israelites became so angry that they wanted to kill Joshua and Caleb. Then God had to stop the people himself.
How long will these people reject me? And how long will they not believe me? With all the signs which I have performed among them.
But Moses loved the people of Israel and asked God to forgive them. And because Moses was a faithful man, God decided to listen. God would bring the people into the land, but not without punishment. Because the people of Israel didn't believe, God would let them wander in the wilderness for 40 years before they could enter Canaan. The Israelites should have listened to Joshua and Caleb instead of doubting God. But Joshua held on to his faith and never doubted God's word about the promised land. But we'll hear more about that in the next episode. See ya!
Now, as you can see, Joshua was so creative that when he saw the giants, he thought of the promised land immediately. That's where we see creative people are persons who are integrating into. So, bottom line, what are the things that we see in a creative person? Well, usually creative persons are original. Usually creative persons are creators, and creative persons are also mistakers. So before we end our session today, here is our verse. Exodus chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. And he has filled him with the Spirit of God, with skill and with intelligence, with knowledge, with all craftsmanship, to devise artistic designs, to work in gold and silver and bronze. And true, God gives skills and knowledge for us to be creative, for God is the source of creativity. Again, this is Dr. Agustino, who would like to greet everyone with a great day. And we hope that every one of us will be wiser because of the inspiration of the Bible or the stories in the Bible. God bless. See you in the next.